So, Rod Southwave, who you probably know as D, he explicitly told his audience that he was like totally done.
Oh, yeah, he was completely packing it in.
Right. He was packing up the mics, officially retiring the Out of Bound podcast and walking away. He was going to explore this totally different project about the aftermath of social media influencing.
Which was a massive pivot on its own.
Yeah, exactly. But, well, today we are looking at the launch notes for season 2.
It is a complete 180.
Right.
I mean, he had this highly specific exit plan, and he completely abandoned it.
So what does it actually take to pull a creator back to a project that they literally swore they had wrapped up? That is our mission for today's deep dive. We're unpacking a really revealing audio update from D where he introduces Season 2, Chapter 1.
Which he officially dubbed the re-up.
Yes, the re-up.
And, to figure out why that promise to quit was broken, we really have to look at the exact thing that derailed his exit plan in the first place.
Right, which in his transcript he calls it elevation point.
Exactly, elevation point.
But, like, what actually is that, mechanically speaking? Because at first glance, it just sounds like he decided to change topics.
Oh, it's much deeper than just a topic change. Think about his
Yeah.
original exit plan, right? He wanted to study the aftermath of influencer culture.
Yeah.
Doing that requires, well, it requires deep serialized storytelling. So as he started working on that, Elevation Point started to emerge, not just as some side project, but as a completely new structural rhythm.
Wow, okay.
He realized the old format of his show, which, let's be honest, was mostly episodic, kind of reactive commentary. It just couldn't hold this new type of narrative without totally breaking.
You know, it's kind of like, it's like treading water versus laying bricks.
Oh, that's a good way to put it.
Yeah, because with the old format, every episode was just a standalone swim. You're just trying to stay afloat in whatever the current discourse is that week.
Just reacting to the waves.
Exactly, but Elevation Point required laying bricks, where each episode actually builds a cumulative structure. So he basically accidentally designed a brand new format while trying to leave the old one.
That is exactly it. And because Elevation Point fundamentally broke his old format, he had no choice but to build a completely new container for it.
Which is the re-up.
Right, the re-up. He knew he couldn't just slap a Season 2 label on the old feed and pretend everything was the same.
He does call it a hard reset, characterized by like weekly drops and this idea of a long-term build. But I have to push back on this a little bit.
Sure, go ahead.
Anyone can say they're executing a hard reset. Is the re-up just like a clever marketing rebrand for a guy who just got bored of quitting?
It's a fair question.
Right. I mean, what is he actually doing differently week to week that proves this isn't just a shiny new coat of paint?
Well, the proof is really in his shift from being a spectator to becoming an architect.
Okay, an architect.
Yeah, before, D was essentially just talking, right? He was reacting to things that had already happened in the culture. But a long-term build means he's constructing a premise in real time alongside the audience.
Oh, I see. Which mechanically prevents creator burnout.
Precisely. Because when you are just reacting, you're constantly at the mercy of the news cycle.
It's totally exhausting.
It is. But when you're doing a real-time structured build, you control the momentum.
Right.
And that discipline is really what separates a cheap marketing gimmick from a true structural reset.
Which completely explains why he has absolutely zero regrets about reversing his decision to quit.
None at all.
He didn't just find a new topic, he actually fixed the underlying mechanical exhaustion of his old format.
He found a sustainable rhythm. I mean, the fact that he ends his audio update by saying, "This is just the beginning,"
Yeah, that's wild.
right? It shows a massive psychological shift for a show he was absolutely ready to bury.
So what does this all mean for you listening right now? Well, take a look at your own projects. Sometimes when you hit a wall and you feel desperate to quit, it isn't actually the end.
No, not at all.
The exhaustion you're feeling might just be the exact pivot point you need to abandon your old structure and find a real rhythm.
The old structure literally has to break before the new one can be built. D found his ultimate long-term format only after he gave himself permission to pack up and walk away.
Which leaves you with this provocative thought to mull over. If Dee's perfect rhythm was only discovered after he fully committed to moving on to something else, is the absolute willingness to walk away the secret prerequisite for finding true creative clarity?